What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 142. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by the Dress Fear Master, the dominant himself, Mr. Bryant.
Live from the Black Spider Clan's headquarters.
I was going to say Vivi, but I was like, you know what? Maybe nobody would know who I'm talking about. But I was like, well, you should, because you're wearing that nice Vivi shirt. So, it would make sense. Uh, we got the fanboy himself, Mr. Phaneckswhy.
What's up?
And of course, the great ace attorney, Ash Destroyum, aka Luigi.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm about to turn on my webcam, so I'm just trying to set some things up real quick.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, we got a few things to talk about today because I think some of us were left kind of, I don't know, indifferent on what happened today.
That was the best thing ever.
And we will go into discussion of of course, Nintendo Switch Direct that happened today, partner Direct at that. Something that we predicted. I said it, 2 weeks ago? I said it the 31st.
I think I said it last week too, I thought.
And I reiterated it last week that it was going to happen this week. And sure enough, it did happen this week. It happened today. And I mean, I got some thoughts on that. But before we get into that, like always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Robert, thank you for the subscription there. Also hit the follow button if you're over on Twitch as well. All of that does help out. Do want to open up with apologizing. My video was supposed to be up yesterday. I didn't get to. Was busy with work. It's done. My video's done. I just have to do the thumbnail. And I was like, you know what? I didn't want to do a crappy thumbnail, so I delayed it. Was gonna do it today. But then I had this meeting all day, so I didn't get it done. So probably Saturday, because I'm not going to work on it tonight, the thumbnail. I'll probably work on it tomorrow. And then Saturday, I'll probably upload the video. We'll see how that goes there. But yeah, let's go ahead.
What's the subject?
You'll have to wait to see for the video.
Oh, so. I can't wait that long.
Of course you can. Of
course
you can. But we're going to go ahead and just start off with talking about the Nintendo Direct, because a lot of people everywhere are, I don't know, like a lot of negativity with the Direct. Bryant, I did see your take there and what you thought about it. I gotta say, I don't think it was as bad as what people made it out to be, but it definitely wasn't the best Direct out there as well. Yeah, I got mixed feelings. So let me go ahead and just run off these games, and we'll probably talk about the big ones that are announced here, and then at the end we'll all give our general take on what we thought about the Direct. Of course, this is no particular order. I'm reading the list off of IGN's website. If you guys want to follow along, they have like their own order of things, which I kind of hate. I wish they would just show it game by game as they were showed off in the Direct, but whatever. Is what it is. Beggars can't be choosers, right? Right here, they showed off, starting off with what IGN says, they showed off some more gameplay of Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment, which is funny because in the trailer, they did announce that this is canon to Tears of the Kingdom, because we do know the Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, was not canon to Breath of the Wild. But in this case, this is canon to Tears of the Kingdom, so we are going to be able to play through what was actually happening on Zelda's side while Tears of the Kingdom was going around, which has got me a little bit more excited because I'm not a big Warriors guy, though I do gotta say that Age of Calamity was a little bit better than your normal Warriors game, and I did enjoy Fire Emblem Warriors and Fire Emblem Three Hopes. I thought they were a little bit better as well, as better than like generic Warriors games. But here, this being canon to the story has kind of got me excited to see what they got going on. The trailer was pretty cool. Graphically speaking, looks really, really good. Looks like it's 60 FPS. The ending was amazing of the trailer because they started playing Fee's theme. I think it's pronounced Fee. It's either Fee or Fi. I believe it's Fee. Which, who here has played Skyward Sword? Hopefully all of us, right?
A little bit.
A little bit. So Fee is, of course, you meet her in the beginning of the game. She's the spirit of the Master Sword.
Spirit of the Sword.
And she has a special theme and also a special voice, which what a lot of people like about Breath of the Wild is when the Master Sword was like dying, right? In one of the like memories trailer, or not trailers, but one of the memories that you can find, it makes Fee's sound effects, which was kind of cool. It was that callback to Fee talking to you and having like that sound. Because we know like Navi says like, "Hey, listen," what's her name? The Twilight Princess, Midna has like her
Midna.
own like voice that she talks in and so forth. So Fee has her own thing. Anyways, they play Fee's theme and then they show like this body being constructed, like a robotic body, which looks pretty much like what Link would look. So it looks like there's gonna be some form of Link in this game. It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out there.
You
But yeah,
think Zelda like
Mhm.
built him? You know, like
I don't think Zelda did. It's the final sage, what's her name? Raru's sister.
yeah.
It's got to
I
be
know,
because
but it's
she's the
just
one that
funny.
built it. Yeah,
Like
maybe.
if they
Nintendo's
built a
getting their,
robot to resemble Link, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
Zelda's the only person who knows what Link looks like. So
True.
she's the only person that could have said, "Hey, build him to this specifications."
Yeah.
Nintendo. Who would have thought Nintendo would take story ideas from the Santa Claus 2?
Right. Hey,
Hope
I mean,
everybody else got that.
No,
Uh,
that's Santa Claus. That's Santa Claus. Is it Santa Claus 2?
Santa Claus 2.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. The third one had Jack Frost. That's right.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That we pretend that one doesn't exist. Anyway,
Fan, just to let you know, you have feedback on your mic. Like we hear voices in the background.
No.
So, but yeah, that's Age of Calamity coming. Still no exact release date. We know it's 2020 winter 2025. That could also mean, technically speaking, January
that better?
2026. That's better.
Okay.
So that could be January 2026. We do not know. But what they actually did open up with was Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection, which I'm actually excited about. Has anybody here
I am
played?
too.
Okay.
I'm very excited about that. There's not enough Monster Hunter. There's just not enough. Like I went into the direct and I was like, they better have Monster Hunter here, otherwise it's an F in my book.
They had
couldn't
the
give you
wrong,
wild, so they gave you
had the
stories.
wrong
Exactly.
Monster Hunter. But I'm actually excited for Monster Hunter Stories 3. Has anybody here played any of the Monster Hunter Stories game?
I want to play 1 and 2 before
Okay.
I definitely get to 3. And I'm pretty sure you don't have to play 1 and 2 to understand 3, but I want to understand why the Monster Hunter Stories is a good series, right?
Yeah.
So I want to play those first.
Yeah, it's they're just good turn-based RPGs, right? You have a
Yeah.
monster. The battle mechanics is very rock paper scissors, but then you have the monster mechanic as well. So you kind of have like a dual dynamic in Monster Hunter Stories 2. They kind of add that where now you have a what are they called? I don't think they're called tamers because I think that's Digimon. But you have like the person you are, and they have a monster, and then I think they are called tamers if I remember. But anyway, there's another tamer and another monster on your party, which is kind of cool. So you have like 4 against whatever monster you're fighting. But anyways, the turn-based mechanic is actually pretty fun. You can swap in monsters in and out. You can change your weapons as well, which is pretty neat because you have the weapon triangle as well as a like attack speed and I think it's defense or something like that. It's like blue, red, and green. You have a triangle there as well. But the games were pretty fun. The stories were pretty good. The music is also very good. And what's interesting about this, that like as me as a Monster Hunter Stories fan, is that they kind of evolved what looks to be both the art style and the story. Because Monster Hunter Stories 1 is definitely more kid friendly. It has a very kiddie vibe. It was even a kid's anime as well. But yeah, it's very like the characters are very young and so forth. Then you go to Monster Hunter Stories 2, where the characters are a little bit older now. And the graphic art styles also looks a little bit older and look cleaner. So not everything looks more like chibi style. And now we have Monster Hunter Stories 3, which everybody looks like proportionate. Everybody looks like, if you're an adult, you look like an adult. You don't look like a little kid, but with a beard or anything like that. So I do like they kind of evolved Monster Hunter Stories in general. And I'm pretty sure this is probably due to the power of the Switch 2 being able to handle better graphics. But yeah, gameplays wise looks pretty cool. Or I say gameplays, but like there was no gameplay. It's more of the actual aspect, like the cinematics and everything, like art style. I'm really digging it. I really like the art style that Monster Hunter Stories has used. in the past, so this looks pretty cool. But it's kind of also weird that they opened up with this, and right away it was coming 2026, which was like, oh, okay, so this is where we're at with this direct. But yeah, hopefully I do say try out the demo to Monster Hunter Stories 2 at least. That is available on like PC, Switch. I think it's available on PS5 as well now, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I believe so. So you could try it on any of those platforms. I highly recommend it. I think you'll like it. The demos, it goes pretty far. It's like the first like mission or the first level. So you can go pretty far, and then your progress does carry over to the actual game as well, which is nice. And it runs at 60 FPS on Switch 2, which is nice because it didn't run at 60 FPS on Switch originally. It was like 30 with a lot of drops. And then when you got into a menu, it went up to 60. It was kind of awkward because you saw 60 and then it dropped and then it went back to 60. It was just weird. But yeah, that's that. Octopath Traveler 0 was announced. So this one, I got to read up more about this because I thought it was a new Octopath Traveler game, but then I was watching GBG's like little like recap as well, and they say it's a port to the mobile game, the Octopath Traveler Champions.
Oh wow, that dampens my enthusiasm for it.
Yeah, same here because I was like, wait, is it? And I'm looking at it, and it kind of does look like it because there's a part at the end of the trailer. You definitely see what looks to be the characters from the first Octopath Traveler. So I was like, man, don't tell me that that's the case. But it looks like they took out all of the like gacha elements and all that out of it, and they actually turned it into a game. I don't know. I have to read more about this because if that's the case, if this is just Octopath Traveler Champions, I probably gonna pass on this. Just because it's like if you're turning a mobile game into an actual game, I don't care for it right away. So we'll see. That comes out December 4th, 2025. Again, I want to look more into that, but that's what looks to be the case. Like reading IGN's like story, it just says a new Octopath Traveler game is on the way to Switch 2, and it looks to tell a new prequel story with the incredible HD 2D look the series has become known for. This new adventure called Octopath Traveler 0 will be released, blah, blah, blah. It just says this new entry seems to let players customize their character and set off on a journey of restoration, which, if I remember correctly, that's exactly how the mobile game started, is you create your character and then you go on a journey. But like I said, I'll look more into it, and then next podcast, I'll go ahead and correct myself. Or if you guys want to, while we're doing a podcast, can research that ahead of time. But I believe that's the case. Anyways, next game, this one actually looked a lot more exciting, was The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales. What you guys thought about that game?
It looks fun.
Looks cool.
Huh? I've already done.
Yeah, the art style kind of reminds me of Star Ocean.
Yeah, it does have Star Ocean vibes. It's the same team that did Octopath Traveler, but it's a action RPG more akin to Zelda because you have the different items that, like he's throwing bombs and using a bow and arrow and stuff like that. I think at one point he had like a whip or something. He had something that he was like swinging around, which was kind of cool. Yeah. Let me know, what were you guys' thoughts on this?
So based
It
on
reminds me
first
a lot of
impressions,
Ys.
I can see that. Yeast, yeah.
Yeast.
Yeah. Based on first impressions, I first thought it was gonna be another Final Fantasy spinoff because when I first saw the character Elliot, he looked like another red mage. So I'm like, oh snap! So maybe we're about to get like another mini spinoff off a Final Fantasy game or something like that. But this is something that's totally different and everything. So, I already downloaded the demo and everything. I'm looking forward to playing it. So,
Yeah, same here. I download. It's actually downloading right now. The first thing I downloaded, which we'll talk about later, was an update to a game that I've been asking for, but we'll talk about that later. There.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I think I do.
Anybody else download the demo and got to try it already, or no? Not yet.
No, I don't like adding demos to my Switch because then like they're permanently part of like your downloads, like your history and stuff. So I usually skip demos. It does look cool though. I mean, it's so crazy because I've been playing The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past like crazy the past few days, and Now this gets announced, and it just really reminds me a lot of that, obviously, and it's going to be great. It just really reminds me of how Square Enix does that thing where, like, when Octopath Traveler got announced in 2017 with the Switch announcement, how they were like, you can download the demo and we're going to get player feedback. And then it's like Triangle Strategy, you can download the demo and we're going to get player feedback. And now it's this Elliot game, we're going to download the demo and get player feedback. And it's just kind of interesting how they're kind of rolling all these HT2 games out with like needing input from players, which, I mean, that's a good thing, I guess, to get feedback. But it's like, why do some games get that treatment and others don't? Just kind of curious to me, but it does look really nice. That Octopath Traveler Zero game, I was just like, people were freaking out about it, and Octopath Traveler I really want to get into, but I find the lack of direction on it's hard for me to get into, because it's like I start on Partitio's storyline in Octopath Traveler 2, and then like all of a sudden this other character comes in. It's like, okay, am I supposed to play that character, or am I supposed to continue with this character? And it kind of makes it a mess for me in my mind. So that's kind of like why I can never really fully get into Octopath. As much as I love the battle system and the music and the aesthetic and everything, and I feel similarly about Zero and everything, as if it's kind of down that path. I don't know how into it I'll be, but Elliot looks very interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what that is.
Yeah, I agree with like Octopath Traveler like 1. That was an issue I had with the game. Octopath Traveler 2 was definitely way better. I would say it's a little bit more focused, and the stories, at least so far that I've done, I think 3 or 4. Partitio's the merchant guy, right?
Yeah.
The one that like his dad, they
Yeah,
like
he's like
ripped him off or
he's a
whatever.
merchant. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, his story was pretty good. I didn't think I was gonna like the guy, but then you go through his story, it's, oh wow, that's kind of messed up. Like what happened to his dad. But yeah, him, the of course the Hikari, who's the like samurai dude. I had to start with him, and he has definitely the best opening song, at least. Like his theme where he starts is an amazing opening. You're just in the middle of a war, and then you're just running, and like the camera like zooms in and like pans around, and you just see like all these sprites just fighting each other. It was a pretty cool opening. And then I did the Beast Girl. I forgot her name. Um, but her story is basically like almost like Chronicles of Narnia, because like what's the lion's name, like Aslan or whatever, like just comes out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay,
Aslan.
yeah. I was like, this is just Chronicles of Narnia. But anyways, that was pretty cool, too. And then oh, David, what's up? Welcome to the stream. He corrected me. It's riders and hunters. So yeah, they're not tamers and monster hunters. They're riders and hunters. Man, I don't know why the chat didn't come up over here. I didn't get to see it. I had to look over there. Um, oh, and he was saying that he beat the first on iOS, and he's playing Monster Hunter Stories 2 on PS5. So, yeah, it is a good game. Highly recommend that. But yeah, Elliot, honestly, I hope it scratches that Musashi itch, because like in my opinion, like there's a lot of great action RPGs, but like nothing still hits like Brave Fencer Musashi. I don't know if you guys agree. Like, I feel like there's no other game that so far that's come close to it. Like, I've gotten feels of like Secret of Mana vibes and stuff like that, but Brave Fencer Musashi is just super unique.
Yeah, I played Brave Fencer Musashi back in the day, but it was just that like opening stage, and then you eventually beat it. You beat the castle, and then it's kind of turns more open world, and that's kind of where I stopped playing, because I thought the whole game was going to be like very
Level based.
was linear, non-linear,
Yeah.
where it's kind of like one after another, but it ended up opening up, and I just kind of lost interest. But I always liked the vibe of Musashi. I liked Musashi Samurai Legends on PS2. I finished that, and I liked it. But yeah, I can definitely see where you're
That
coming
one was
from
a
with
lot
that.
shorter. The
Yeah.
Samurai Legends was definitely shorter. It was cool though. Like
Mhm.
memorable fights, like fighting what were they called? The Guardians, like the Wind Guardian. You had to fight
Dude, that
her.
game came out freaking almost like 15, 20 years ago. I hardly remember. I just know I beat it and I liked it, but I don't
Yeah.
remember. It was all shaded. I like that too, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, well, no, I still remember because I beat it a few times, I want to say, because I really like the music in it. Fun fact, the composer of Final Fantasy 13 is the one who composed the music for that game.
Well, no wonder it's such a great game.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, yeah, Elliot's done by the team who did Octopath Traveler and Bravely Default, and they seem to always do that with all of their games. Bravely Default 2 had it, Octopath Traveler has had it, of course, Triangle Strategy, and so forth. It must be just something that they feel like works, and they still want to do. So yeah. We got another look at Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evilist Chronicles. I'm sorry, the Adventures of Elliot comes out in 2026. So I forgot to mention that. Anyways, Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evilist Chronicles. They gave like another look that comes out September 30th. I guess it's nice to see like official like Switch 2 announcement, because when the game was announced, we didn't know it was gonna be on Switch 2, and then like everywhere was just saying like Switch 1, but then like you went to Square Enix like or the Final Fantasy YouTube channel and it showed Switch 2. And what it seems to be is, if you look at the bottom when the game was announced, originally I thought that Final Fantasy Tactics was only digital on Switch 2. But at the end of that trailer, it said both physical and digital. So like I'm wondering,
It's a key card though, isn't it, James?
I don't know, like, because
Okay.
originally they weren't going to do anything. It was supposed to be just digital. So now I'm wondering, is it a key card, or maybe Nintendo did say they were talking with third parties? Is it a physical game? It's something I want to look into and see if it's there. Because
Well,
actually, let me see.
A
if it's
lot of the announcements that showed like for Switch 2 said digital and physical.
yeah.
A lot of them said that.
But
So
physical as in key
we-
card or
we-
physical?
we
as
don't
in,
know.
like-
That's the thing.
Right.
We
I
we
can
have
answer,
no idea.
I can answer that. Azura confirmed that Persona 3 Reload is going to be key card. Pac-Man repack is going to be key card. What's the third one that people were excited for?
Basically everything, I thought.
Almost everything, yeah.
Really?
What's the third one that people were excited about? What Brian said. Yeah, most of them are going to be game key
Octopath
card.
Traveler
unfortunately.
Zero is a key
Oh yeah,
card.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a key card too. That was the other one. And there was a fourth one. Oh, I forgot. I think Monster Hunter Stories 3 is also going to be a key card as well. So I'm just like, okay. I'm like, so when they said physical and digital, I was kind of like raising my brows a little bit, because I'm like, maybe they're kind of going to be a bit more misleading with that, which they did, because to me, GameCube cards to me are still digital in my eyes at that point. So yeah, they're still technically just digital only at that point, you know. So.
Yeah. I don't know how they found that information, because Monster Hunter Stories 3 is not even up for pre-order anywhere. Oh well. Well, there's that. I mean, hopefully
Now
that changes.
there's no confirmation for Tactics yet, so that's still up in the air. So
Yeah, I looked it up. Yeah, there's still no physical like box art for Switch 2. Like, it's not available for pre-order, not anywhere. But it does say there is a physical version. So I guess we'll have to wait and see when that comes out. But I'm very excited for that game. I can't wait. And I honestly, like, I can care less. Like, if it's, I'm probably gonna get a digital on Switch anyways, just so I can play it right away. I think Brian is a little bit been like brainwashing me in things. Like, I've been playing my PS5, and I picked up Death Stranding, and now I'm going digital. Like, yeah, he's a bad
It
influence.
takes time, but eventually everybody realizes I'm right about everything. Obviously.
Madden NFL 26. They actually showed a lot of EA games. I was actually counting it, because they showed Madden, which we know was never on Nintendo Switch. So first time coming to a Nintendo platform since the Wii, I think. Because I don't think there was a Madden game on Wii U, if I remember correctly.
No.
Yeah, so this is the first time a Madden game is available on a Nintendo platform since the Wii era. EA Sports FC 26, they showed that off as well. And then they showed Apex Legends, the Switch 2 update coming as well. Where they said better performance, better graphics overall, and it looked really good. Like, from the gameplay trailer that they showed, a new Plants vs Zombies game as well, which, well, I guess it's not really new. It's more like a
Remaster.
yeah, like a remaster of the original Plants vs Zombies. So, if you're into that, that's kind of cool. That comes out October 23rd. Persona 3 Reload, which Ash mentioned earlier, October 23rd. What are you guys' thoughts on that? I think both you, Ash, and Brian, you both finished the game, right?
yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Well, minus the DLC. I never played the DLC.
Yeah,
Never played.
I need to play the DLC.
never played it, fan. Are you guys considering buying it again for Switch 2, or no? It's like you're
On
you're
sale,
fine
I
where you
will.
have it. On sale, you will.
Nah, I won't.
You won't. So I never beat it. I'm debating about it picking up on Switch 2. We'll see where I go, because like I kind of want to buy it on Switch 2 to support it so that we get more Switch 2 ports, but at the same time it's like I don't want to buy it again. So who knows? maybe I'll wait for a sale. But then again, like I said, at the same time, if I wait for a sale, that sometimes doesn't help out. So we'll see. I have to figure it out. It's also around the same time as Pokemon Legends ZA, so it's like my mind would be set with that. So I don't want to really go ahead and have multiple October games.
The
Hell,
Reload,
what
it's the
was
remake, right?
yeah, Reload's a
Yes.
remake, correct?
Okay.
wasn't there was some Sega game that was announced during the direct or something came out later that there's an upgrade path for it.
Yakuza
Upgrade Path?
Kiwami.
Yeah, one and two.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yep,
Sega's doing upgrade paths now.
I was gonna mention that whenever we got into that list.
Sorry.
But, we'll go ahead and talk about that now. That is interesting because every Sega game that came out right now has no like upgrade path. Like Sonic Generations, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, those don't have any type of upgrade path. You have to buy the whole game all over. But Yakuza Kiwami is getting an update, a free upgrade for the Nintendo Switch 2 version. So this is a Nintendo Switch 2 edition game, not just update kind of like Scarlet and Violet, where you just update the software and then you're good to go. No, this is an actual like Switch 2 version of the game that you can go ahead and do a free upgrade to, which is nice. And then of course they did also announce Kiwami 2, which I'm excited for. That is coming to Switch 2 as well. And that I might pick up on Switch 2 because I started on Xbox through Game Pass, and then I never like finished it. So I might repick that up and then play Kiwami 2 and go ahead and finish it on Switch 2. I was gonna buy it on PC, but I was like, you know what? It's on here, why not? But yeah, I'm excited that Sega maybe change their mind. Maybe we'll see if Sonic Generations gets an upgrade path. Maybe they will. Who knows? They'll walk back what they said, saying they can't do an upgrade path for Sonic Generations. I think they're lying there.
Which I have a whole lot to say about that, man. It's
That is one thing, and at the end when we get our final thoughts, I do want to kind of talk about that as well. Hella
absolutely.
was announced, which is your mouse. I thought it was that mouse game. What's it called? Mouse or Moss? I'm sorry. That's on PlayStation. At first, I thought it was that, but it wasn't. It's its own mouse game. Anybody excited for that? No.
Oh yeah, I did see it. It looks fun. Looks
Looks
interesting.
cute.
We're going to see if we're going to like maybe pick it up on PC or something like that
Mhm.
because I feel like that game's going to be on all platforms. I think so.
Yeah. No, it's a pass for me, probably. Like 99.9% chance it's a pass.
Yeah, it's a party game, so
Star Wars Outlaws is coming to Switch 2. We finally saw some gameplay trailer, and so
Did we know that was already coming out?
yes, we did. Now we have a release date of September 4th because I don't think it had a release date yet. We just knew it was coming. But September 4th, 2025, we saw gameplay because before it was like a small trailer, but it wasn't like really in-depth trailer. Now we get to see some gameplay. So I have some thoughts on this, and this is something reoccurring with a lot of these trailers. Nintendo likes to use like live gameplay in their directs, which I'm always excited for because we actually get to see gameplay versus just cinematics. But a lot of these games that they showed on Switch 2 look like they ran at 60 FPS at certain points, and then they dropped down to 30 and sometimes even lower in other points. And that has got me very worried. This is one of those games where in certain scenes it definitely looks like it's 60 FPS, but in other scenes it looks like it's probably like 24, if not lower than that in frame rate. And that's got me worried because graphically it looks amazing. From what I was able to see, it looks great. It's just those stuttering problems. I was like, oh, like I don't know. And I really want to play this game. I never got it on PC because you have to use like the Ubisoft launcher and stuff like that. And I hate using, launchers that are not Steam. So I was going to pick it up on PS5, but I was like, if I can get it on Nintendo Switch 2, play it portably, then why not? But I'll have to wait and see. Like I'm kind of on the fence here. I might not get it like at launch because of that. And I might wait to see reviews. We'll see. But I'm on the fence with that. Persona 3 Reload also had some stuttering if you look at the trailer, and that kind of got me worried as well because it's like, okay, this game should easily be able to run on Switch 2 if it runs on the Steam Deck perfectly fine. So why is it stuttering on Switch 2? And that's got a concern. I have a concern about that, but we'll get into that a little bit later on in the podcast. This next game I was actually very excited for. When I saw that gameplay, I was kind of like locked in. I was like, okay, I like it. It's by Blooper Team, which I think did good with the medium. A lot of people seems to not like the medium, but I liked it. It's called Chronos: The New Dawn. Pretty cool premise. It's a third-person survival horror where you basically are like a time traveler. You go to like the future into the past. There's these like enemies, like these monsters. They're basically humans, but they're like deformed or something like that. Like they're monsters now. And it has like the Resident Evil remake kind of like mechanic going in where you can kill the monster, but if you don't dispose of the body, if another monster gets to it, then they kind of like fuse and they get more powerful. And then you have to deal with this more powerful monster. Where if you remember in Resident Evil remake, if you didn't burn the bodies, they turned into crimson zombies later on. And yeah, they were just a pain to have to deal with. So this game looks actually really, really good. It comes out September 5th, 2025, and I'm in for it. Like I really thought this looked cool. What do you guys thought about this game?
I got Eternal Darkness vibes when I saw it with the whole
Yeah.
hallucinations and stuff like that.
Yeah, somebody was saying
So-
that they have a it looked like an insanity meter, which I
Yeah.
thought that would make Brian happy.
Yeah, it looked kind of interesting. I don't know. I have some reservations about it, but it definitely was one of the things in the direct that I was like, oh, okay.
What's up, geek? Welcome to the podcast, man. Yeah, like I'm excited for it. Like I said, I liked the or medium, whatever it was, the medium. I thought it was great. I didn't play Silent Hill 2, but I know you liked Silent Hill 2, the remake, right, Brian?
Love Silent Hill 2. Mhm.
Yeah, so like they seem to be, in my eyes, they've done two really good games. I think there was a game before that didn't do good, and people just based it off of that. I don't know. We'll wait and see, but I'm happy to see that we have like another like survival horror game that's just not a Resident Evil remake or a or a continuation of Resident Evil or like Silent Hill. So it's nice to see that we have something else to kind of try. So huge props to them. What's next? Once Upon a Katamari. I've never played a Katamari game. Like
Really?
They're
Yeah.
always fun games, man.
I've
It's
heard they're fun.
It's a fun way to kill time. It's definitely a fun way to kill time, 100%.
Yeah, I've never played it. I would love to try one and just dabble around in it. I don't know. I just never played it. But I know there's a lot of fans out there of this. It's kind of cool that it's multiplayer and stuff like that as well. What were you gonna say?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked you never played it. Like if you gave me a list of 10 games you never played before, like that would probably be at the bottom of my list. Like I totally figured you played Katamari at some point in your life.
What do you think would
Yeah,
be
like with your
on the
kids or
top of my
something.
list?
No.
Yeah.
What do you think would be on the top of my list of games that I never played?
Like if I had to guess a game you never played,
Yeah.
that's a really good trivia question.
Oh, that's easy.
What game?
What do you think?
It's a game called Honey Pop. Have you guys heard of that one?
No.
Well, nothing super obscure. I'm trying to think of
Yeah,
something that's like
not
mainstream.
obscure. That is not an obscure game, buddy.
I never even heard of that.
Yeah, I've never
Look
heard
it
of
up.
that either. I'm afraid to look it up.
That's literally one of the most popular Steam games ever, bro. It's not an obscure game. I
Okay.
promise you on that.
All right.
But James will never play that game whatsoever.
Probably not.
James, did you ever play Guitaru Man, James?
No, I've never played Guitar Man.
Okay, that's a great game.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think. I've never played. Let's see. Like a popular game that I've never played. Let me see. Trying to think.
Did you play Resident Evil Village?
Yeah,
Come
played
on.
Village, yeah.
Yes. Come on.
I've played every Resident Evil, including like Survivor 2,
Okay.
Outbreak. I've played games like Resident Evil games that people don't even know exist.
Did you play Monster Hunter Wilds like me, the super fanboy?
Actually, I haven't played Wilds, so there's that.
There you go.
But that's because it wouldn't run great on the Steam Deck, or not Steam Deck, on the ROG Ally X. So that's why I'm waiting for that Switch 2 port eventually. So eventually we'll get that.
I'll do a
Stella
stream.
Deuce for the PS2. I've never even heard of that. What is that? Stella Deuce?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
It's an Atlas game. Or it looks like an Atlas game. At least the art style looks like it's Persona. Oh yeah, Atlas, yeah. Interesting. That might be a game that Ash. That's a game that Ash should have played because he loves
What game?
Atlas.
What game?
Stella Deuce.
Damn.
Do you do the
Type it in.
from Banda Thunderbolts of Lightning?
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. Yeah, Geek wrote it in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
actually called Stella Deuce. Okay, I was
Yeah.
about to
Thank
say.
you, fan, for getting that.
Came out in
Yeah,
06.
I got you.
Thank you.
I didn't get it. No.
It was a Bohemian Rhapsody. Never mind.
You have good memory when it comes to like movies and stuff. Like I don't.
That's a
That's
song.
a song.
By
That's a
Queen.
It's a song, man.
Oh, oh yeah.
Yo, wait, what's the title again?
They say
James?
Scaramouche,
Bohemian
but
Rhapsody.
it sounds like
Oh.
Stella Deuce.
Yeah,
No, what's the title
exactly.
again, James? Is it called Stellar Deuce?
Stella.
Stella Deuce.
Stella. What me and Fan thought it was Stella, not Stellar.
Just like you thought it was Stella Blade.
Stella
And
Blade. Yeah.
Deuce. Let me double check if I'm spelling this right. Deuce. How you spell it?
DEUS.
Like Deuce Ex Machina
Yeah.
That one.
without the X. Yeah.
All
It's a
right,
solid
got
story
it.
and characters. Interesting. All right, let's move on.
This is definitely an Ash game. Holy crap!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All
Like I'm surprised you haven't played it because you love Atlas games.
right. I also like. I'm also familiar with the art too. This is actually like Persona. This is like the same artist that did the Persona 3 art back in the day. Holy crap!
Chilling by the Fire was also announced. Yeah, next. Yeah, we'll just go next. Pac-Man World.
I have a thought.
Oh, you have
on
a
that,
thought?
actually.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a thought. Yeah, there's a part of me that like it kind of is weirdly appealing to me. Like I'm trying to think of a game that is similar to that, like a really chill game where you do something innocuous, like building a fire.
Tracking simulator.
Yeah, or like Power Wash Simulator. Like
Yeah.
that's a good example. Yeah, exactly.
Like you're
PC
just one of those mundane things.
Yeah, and like I love a good fire pit here in good old Wisconsin. I love building fires and stuff like that, like in my backyard. And there's just something very zen about it, like almost Death Stranding-ish, especially when it adds that uncanny valley freak show at the end of the trailer where it's like your buddies are on their Nintendo Switch cameras like building fires with you.
Yeah.
And it's like, what hellscape am I living in where this is happening? Like, so I'm kind of mixed on it. Like that multiplayer thing, it's pretty scary, but kind of just like chilling and like listening to the waves and building a fire, like I can get down with that.
I don't know, like not me. Like I would get bored instantly. By the way, Ash, Geek is talking to you on YouTube. He was saying it's good.
Yeah, I bet.
I just looked at it. You probably like Stella Deuce also.
Yeah, and he says it's pronounced
James.
Dave.
It's a
thinking
tactics.
Queen.
It's a tactics game.
It's a tactics. Yeah, it's a tactics game.
Okay. I'll have to take.
I just looked at some gameplay video. It's tactics.
So it might be my cup of tea.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
that looks like a game that I may have to emulate because I want to support it.
well, of course it's not. Oh yeah, it's not available anywhere. Pac-Man World
Hopefully
2.
they make a remaster.
That'd be nice. Pac-Man World 2
What happened to Pac-Man World 1?
was Pac-Man World 1 repack was already is already available
On Switch?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's available on
Never
Switch.
played, so.
It's a good game. Like I played the original one back on PS1 and loved it. Like it was a great.
Yeah, I remember the
platformer.
PS1 one.
Yep.
I just didn't know if it was on Switch.
Yeah, it was. I believe it was announced originally on Switch, if I remember correctly, when it originally came in. But yeah, there's Pac-Man World 2. I never played that one. That one I believe came out originally on the PS2, if I remember correctly. And yeah, I never played that one, but it's definitely expanded upon what Pac-Man World 1 did. So yeah, really, really cool. Just Dance 2026. Of course, there has to be a Just Dance game. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which we kind of knew was coming because it was rated already. And a lot of people were like, yeah, Sparking Zero is coming. So yeah, it is definitely coming. What's interesting about this, it's not only coming to Switch 2, it's coming to Switch 1 as well.
Which I'm shocked on that because I'm like, it's coming out on Switch 1 before the Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah. That is
which I find really hilarious. I'm like, what?
that is interesting. Actually, now that I think
All
about it,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
almost
just
like getting money.
yeah, exactly. This is almost like they like getting money. I mean, Switch One,
oh
like
yeah, yeah.
I do wonder what is still the player count base on like PS4 and Xbox compared to Switch, Xbox One. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
but yeah, that comes out November 14th.
I said it's almost like they don't like getting money.
Oh, they
That's
don't
like
like.
that's
Oh, I thought you
yeah,
said
because you figure they'd put it on PS4. Like absolutely, if the Switch can handle it, a PS4 can handle it
for sure. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But this is also
Yeah.
a game that I probably am not gonna double dip on. Like
Did you not care for it?
No, I liked it. I enjoyed it. You know, I still go back to it every now and then. And then I have a copy on PS5 and on like PC. It's like, do I really need one on Switch? I don't think so, but we'll see. Maybe I might change my mind. We'll see. Then they had a sizzle reel. They showed off like Borderlands 4, Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven, which got an update. Did you end up picking it up?
I bought the upgrade.
You did?
How about the upgrade too? Yeah.
Bro,
Oh, you went and picked it up?
Literally same day. Literally same day. I went.
I already bought it when it was on sale for like $20.
Yeah, I went out and got me the
Switch version.
The Switch One version just so I can get the upgrade.
Yeah.
And then when Brian announced the free Dragon Quest upgrade, I also got that cop
You
that as
also
well.
bought
So
Dragon Quest
Nice.
I bought 2 of these things.
Why
man. I'm
are you
like, let's
covering
go.
Oh, his address.
Oh, it
and
has
stuff is
my
in-
information on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the game
No, on
game
the-
cartridges.
There's a
Yeah,
sticker
he has
over
a,
it.
he has a
Oh, the
pickup order
the pickup slip.
sticker.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Okay.
Yeah, I have to pick it up. Like it's 35. I saw it's $35 right now on sale. I was like, man, like I've been waiting to get this game. I wanted to get it on PC originally, but now, like, you know what? I think it's time to go ahead and get it. Like I love the demo. The demo was great, and I got locked in after that demo. What were you gonna say?
And let me tell you this: the Switch 2 version, it's able to run up to 1440p, 60 FPS. You can't match that with the Steam Deck Pro. You can't.
No,
And I play the whole demo on the Steam Deck itself, and at best it can run at 45 frames per second at 800p. But if you put it on dock, good luck. You know. Now, of course, we can use your ROG Ally, and try to compete it with the Switch 2, and it will probably beat it out with no issues since it has a PC version. But now you're comparing a $450 system versus how much is the ROG Ally X now?
900.
I don't know.
900.
900. That was 600.
No,
The X. No,
The
the X
X?
is like
Oh.
859, I think.
The X. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
yeah, I'm thinking of the X. Like
Well,
nobody cares about the regular ROG Ally.
Geez. Okay. Well, that's for the proves my point. But as you can see, I mean, I'm pretty sure at that point, hoping for $900 is going to, outpace the Switch 2 by playing the damn game at 4K, 60 FPS or something. I hope. but yeah, it's just this is amazing. The thing is, the fact is, they retroactively went back, update the code for Switch 2, and then and gave you an upgrade path. And on top of that, too, if you didn't already own the game and you want to get a digital version of it, they're doing a sale for it for like 34% off, and you can get it for $35. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sure, I can do that, or spend the extra $10 to get the physical edition, and which I did. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it once I get the time to, which is going to be in my backlog, of course, but I need to actually bulldoze through all my backlog, starting with Expedition 33 and going through all my stuff. So because it's getting piled, it's getting piled and getting worse and worse. So I gotta finish that.
I'll tell you this, like I was kind of disappointed. Let me read the rest of the sizzle reel, and we'll go back to that. Hello Kitty Island Adventures was showed off. Shinobi Art of Vengeance demos available today. Launch date of that is the 29th, and that actually does have a Switch 2 version, which is nice. NBA Bounce and then Goodnight Universe. And like going back to that, I was disappointed because I was hoping to see like Visions of Mana on there. Because I'm this close to re-signing up for PlayStation Plus to play it on PlayStation Plus because it's available for PlayStation Plus. But I was like, you know what? Visions of Mana would be the perfect game for me to get on Switch because then I would own every single Mana game on Switch. I have the Secret of Mana collection. I have the Trials of Mana, and then I would have Visions of Mana, which is basically every Mana game. I think actually the only one I don't have. No, was that a Mana game? Wasn't there another collection, but it had like Game Boy games? But was that Mana or was that something else? Or was that Final Fantasy Adventures?
Yeah, well, wasn't it called it was a collection on Switch.
Mhm.
I thought it wasn't it the collection of Mana?
Well, yeah, that one I have. Maybe I'm confusing it
That's
with
the one that
something
the Game Boy
else.
on. That's one of the Game Boy ones on it, is the collection of Mana.
That has the Game Boy. No, Collection of Mana has Secret of Mana, the original Trials of Mana, the Super Nintendo version. And I think you're right. It does have the Game Boy one, whatever the Game Boy one was, which used to be like Final Fantasy
There were
Adventure.
two. It was Final Fantasy Adventure and Final Fantasy Adventure 2 or something like that.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I'm thinking of a different collection then.
Okay.
But yeah, I would like Visions of Mana to be on Switch too, because it'd be nice to have all the Mana games on Switch too. And that with the update with Trials of Mana, I'm excited to finish that now that that's 60 FPS. But yeah, that's pretty much everything they announced here, which is kind of lame because over in the Japanese direct, they actually had a better direct, in my opinion, at least more geared towards me. They did show off kind of the same things, but they had a huge segment that highlighted Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D. They showed more gameplay. They showed like more character introduction. They showed, well, not Toriyama art. Well, they showed the original Toriyama art for like the Dragon Quest protagonist, which was kind of cool in HD. And then they showed off the playable, I forgot what her name is. She's the princess of Canis, I think it is. How do you pronounce the town? The fourth party member you get in Dragon Quest 2, which wasn't in the original game. They showed I don't think it's Toriyama art, but somebody who mimicked Toriyama's art for her, which was kind of cool. But I did like that they gave that callback rather than using the artist for Octopath Traveler. No offense to them, because they do good art as well. But rather than using their artwork, they kind of went back and used Toriyama's art to kind of show all that stuff, which was nice. But they went in depth. They showed gameplay. They showed the graphics. They showed frame rate. It's 60 FPS. Looks good. If I had to compare it, it's definitely had to compare to the PC version at 60 FPS and high. Then, of course, at the end of that, they announced the free update for Dragon Quest 3, which I have been playing, and that was what I mentioned earlier. And
Big improvement?
yes and no. So here's my thing with that. This is what I hate about what they did with this game. They, rather than do a Switch 2 version, which I know can handle 60 FPS at high, no problem. What they have is they have a performance mode and a graphics mode. The graphics mode runs at what's equivalent to high on PC, but at 30 FPS. The performance mode runs at what's equivalent to medium on PC at 60 FPS, but you can definitely tell it's running at a lower resolution than 1080p on handheld, which, and this is all handheld, right? I don't know how it looks docked. It might be better docked, but to me, that bugs me. It's like, why? Why are you doing this? Like, the Switch 2 can handle it. Just give us a full-on Switch 2 version of the game. That being said, like, it's not a big issue, but after playing the PC version and seeing high, and what's funny is last night, was it last night? No, 2 nights ago, I was playing Dragon Quest 3 on my Steam Deck, and I just happened to go ahead and look at the different graphics settings just so I can see the differences. And then of course this gets announced, and that's how I have that picture in my head, and I know which is what, because I looked at like the graphics fidelity, like what gets blurred out, what textures kind of go away, and so forth. And I was able to put where this falls in. So while it is an improvement, it's 60 FPS now. I don't like that it's the equivalent of medium graphics setting. What looks like, I could be wrong, but it looks like it's not 1080p, like it's still like at 720p or something. But when you do the performance mode, you're definitely getting 1080p at high settings, if that makes sense. But
Makes sense.
But nonetheless, I don't think it takes away from the experience. Like, if you've never seen, how can I put it? I don't know, maybe if you toggle on performance and then go back to you toggle on graphics and then go back to performance, that might bother you, because it is a huge difference between the two. I was actually surprised. But I did like
still.
Mhm.
Sorry, I was gonna say, it just still boggles the mind how Square treats its Square Enix treats its most prized treats. Yeah, how it treats its most. I was gonna say tweets. Its most prized franchises, like
Yeah.
it's Dragon Quest 3, your big remake. Put out a Switch 2 update for real.
Yeah.
This isn't like some random thing that they just like released 6 years ago on Switch and they're gonna just do a small update to make it more playable. Like, no, this is Dragon Quest. Like, show it some respect. And I'm not even the biggest Dragon Quest fan, but it's like, dude, show it some respect. Show it the respect it deserves. It deserves a Switch 2 for real upgrade. Like, give me a break.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, it's if they can do like what they did with Romancing Saga, which is not a big franchise, like
Not-
you
not a
can
big
definitely
franchise,
do that on Switch too.
Which I was shocked. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
I was expecting to see like upgrades on for bigger titles and stuff if you want to recommend more money, but they just say, hey, let's do it for Romancing Saga, which I mean I already like the game as is, which is fine. It's just man, the I guess maybe Square Enix is like testing the waters and how well the upgrades will do on a lesser known series. I'm not too sure.
I mean,
don't know.
I still think it's dumb. Like Brian said, it's Dragon Quest. Like, especially Dragon Quest 3, like that was one I think that was very like well known, even in the West, right? It's Dragon Warrior 3. A lot of people have played that game, so it's not like it's an unknown game or anything like that. And it, in Japan, especially, where Square Enix and a lot of people like to look to their Japanese market, Dragon Quest 3 is still seen as one of the most, legendary games out there. And for them not to do a proper Switch 2 port, like it still gets me angry. And this is kind of like a good segue into my thoughts of this partner direct is I'm worried for the Switch 2. I'm worried in the sense that, and this could be me just misremembering things, but I don't see third-party developers going ahead and rushing to update their older games like they did from PS4 to PS5 on Nintendo Switch 2. Now, am I misremembering? Like, am I wrong?
No, you're not misremembering. I feel because I feel like they still have this mindset that majority of the casual audience, and when I'm talking about casual audience, I'm thinking I'm like looking at the age between like maybe 10 to like maybe 19 or something like that will more than likely own a Xbox or PlayStation compared to the Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So, I feel like they're going off of that off those metrics and rushing those updates out for those consoles instead of the Nintendo Switch or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're definitely not misremembering because I do remember that like when the PS4 Pro and the PS5 came out, there were like small updates that will get pumped out pretty quickly actually and everything. So it's yeah. Now obviously the metrics I'm saying on stream that this is not 100% true. I'm just going on based off my theories, mainly I think because like, I guess they're going based off of okay, this is Nintendo, but yet they always have like more huge success when it comes to either Xbox or PlayStation. I don't know. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm just not. It's kind of got me frustrated because like I love Nintendo, right? Everybody knows this. I've mentioned this plenty of times on my videos, on podcasts, everywhere. But I'm disappointed at that because I really want my Switch to be like my machine, right? My everyday machine. Like if I can play everything I can on it, I want to do that. But at the same time, like there's older games that I feel like, wait, why are we not getting these updates that can easily fix it? Like, okay, you don't want to do a Switch 2 edition of said game. Well, then, update it at least to unlock the resolution and frame rate. That's all you have to do to give us the option. But then you have the Dragon Quest 3 issues where it's like, okay, this game is new enough that you should be able to do a Switch 2 update, no problem. You're going to have Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D coming out very soon. And now you're going to have a Switch 2 native port, but a Switch 1 port that has an update that gives you just two different modes. And that annoys me a lot. But it also like makes me think that maybe third parties are more reserved on Switch 2. Like, are they afraid that the Switch 2 is not going to have the success of the Switch 1? What do you think, Bryant?
I mean, the numbers don't make sense to feel that way. It's the fastest selling console of all time, and it comes off the heels of their second most sold console of all time, past the DS only being the number one or whatever. So the numbers aren't there to suggest that. The only thing I can think of is that they have some telemetry on their end showing that third-party games are starting selling and that people are buying Switch as a Nintendo machine to play Nintendo games on. Like if I could go back in time to 2017 and I would know where remote play would be now between, Steam Deck, between remote play for PlayStation, remote play for Xbox, my Switch probably wouldn't have anything on it but Nintendo games. So that's how I definitely would treat it if I go back in time. Now it's too late. Now I have too much multi-platform stuff. But going forward, like I'm going to be very selective on what things I buy on Switch. Like I have to really love the property. Like if they did Mega Man 12 or Mega Man X9 or X9 on Switch 2 or whatever, then I'll buy that on Switch because I'm a Mega Man fan. Final Fantasy, when the remake or Rebirth comes out, I'll buy it. I'm not going to buy that day one because I want to buy it on sale, but I'll buy that when that comes out. Like the 13 trilogy came out, I'd buy that. Chrono Cross, like I'll buy some games on there. But as far as like random game number 7 coming out that I'm excited for on PlayStation, I'm not necessarily going to buy it on Switch. I'm just not.
What if they announce Final Fantasy 16 on Switch 2 and Nintendo announces achievements the same day?
Then that would cause me to start playing more on
it. If they're smart enough. Okay. The FF16, I can see that happening, but the achievements, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would play more on it if they did.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I'm with you, like Brian, like remote play recently, like I've been playing, juggling between Final Fantasy 16 and Dot Hack. And like the experience, especially after I got this new Ethernet cable, my experience has been like super flawless, even though it was flawless already. But like my download speeds and everything went up, which is another story. But like now it's got me second guessing. It's like, you know what? Should I invest more in my PS5? Or even just continue investing in PC and just use Switch 2 for first party games? But part of me, again, I want to go ahead and support it because I want more third parties on Nintendo. But it's like my thoughts on Switch 2 have evolved where my hype levels were super high. My expectations maybe were a little bit higher in the sense of where these updates might go, even though they were never promised, right? But I think we kind of saw what Nintendo did right off the bat, and my imagination just exploded. It was like, oh man, all these third parties can now update their games and they're going to run better and look better and so forth. But none of that has happened. And yeah, we're going on 2 months now. But I feel that in 2 months, the first 2 months of PS5 and Xbox Series X, we got a bunch of updates. Whether it's through like backwards compatibility updates, like Sonic Unleashed being 60 FPS on Xbox, or we had PS4 games like Assassin's Creed having like unlocked frame rates, better frame rates, and so forth on PS5 and Xbox. I was expecting something similar to happen on Switch 2, yet at least I haven't seen that at all. Or not at all, but I've rarely seen that. Dragon Quest 3 being the latest example. But that's something that should have been just a native port, not just an update. Like maybe old games, I would get it. Like the game's like 2 years old. Yeah, okay, just do a quick update and call it a day. But like a game like Dragon Quest 3 that came out, was that last year or the year before that? I'm trying to remember.
Dragon Quest 3? It came out last year, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was last year.
Okay, so
like last
year,
fall or whatever.
Okay, so it was last year, yeah. So not even a year old. They should have definitely done a Switch 2 native port.
Even if they made you pay for it, like if it was like a $10 upgrade fee, I'd pay it. No problem.
Yeah, I'd pay it too. Like just to get that high fidelity, because the Switch 2 is definitely capable. I think that's the issue that frustrates me the most. It's capable. It can the Steam Deck could run it at 8TDP, 60 FPS on high. I believe the Switch 2 in portable mode, graphics fidelity wise, is a lot better than that at like half the wattage. So it's like we should be able to do that no problem. So
and then we can further prove that with Romancing Saga. Like I said, the game is going to be, the gaming portable mode is going to be running at 1080p 60 FPS.
Yeah.
The Switch, the Steam Deck can do that. Even if you go a higher resolution than this attended display, which is at 800p. If you put it on 1080p while Steam Deck's on portable mode, it's gonna struggle. It's gonna like probably go down to like 25 to 30 FPS. And while the Switch 2 is just coasting at 60.
And for
There's a
romantic-
video you can look up. Yeah. There's a video called the Switch Corner that already did like a comparison video between the two versions and stuff, and it's like 9-day difference. You know, so it's already proven to be a really powerful system. I just wish that third parties can take this more seriously. I guess I don't know. It just could be laziness, could be greediness. I'm not too sure, man. So
I think it's laziness. But yeah, like Romancing Saga 2 also is a more demanding game than Dragon Quest 3. And they did a Switch 2 port. So it's like, come on. I get it. They're not the same team. They're working too busy on Dragon Quest, 1 and 2 HD 2D. And they're also too busy, well, actually, it's not the Octopath Traveler team. It's still a different team. Anyways, yeah, that's my frustration. But this is a good segue into our PlayStation discussion. Recently, Sony has been hiring for a manager to basically help with putting their games on third-party platforms, which included Nintendo Switch and Xbox. What is everybody's thoughts on this? Because we already know that some of their games are coming to PC, of course, but now it looks like they're including Xbox and Nintendo Switch. What do you think about this? Do you think, in general, just exclusivity is just dead? Oh, that was weird. You guys there?
I'm here.
Okay, that's weird. Like everything.
Yeah, my
just...
Discord's like acting all up.
Yeah, mine's too.
Yeah,
So it's not just me. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to rejoin and see if that fixed the issue, but so this is not my internet issue. It's a Discord issue. You guys are experiencing the same thing?
Well, like for me on my screen, like everybody disappeared and came back. It was weird.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Oh,
Yeah, it could be a Discord issue.
Yeah, hopefully me putting my video up doesn't cause the servers to stroke out. But okay, I'll try my best to give my take on this. So I'm just confused on why they're focusing on putting on. I mean, okay, I guess I can definitely see why they would, because I'm pretty sure they're getting huge success when pushing out their exclusives to PC specifically, and because like freaking Stella when Stella Blade came out on PC, it was like on top of the charts for like a good for a good month or so. It was insane. And then it's not just with Stella Blade as well. I mean, when Ghost came out, it was a huge success. Freaking God of War 2016 and Ragnarok, huge success. So I can see why they want to push those out. It's just now at this point, because you already know with me, I still don't have a PS5, which I mean at this point I will never have a PS5, because since I already know what Sony's intentions are ever since they released, what was their first PSN game onto freaking PC? I think it was God of War 2016, I think. Or was it Horizon Zero Dawn?
I think you're right. I think it was God of War.
But yeah, ever since that, I was like, oh, so as a PC player, all I got to do is wait for like a year or two for these games to come out to PC and enjoy it that way. Which I've been like predicting each of these games coming out like a year or two later. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima came out like last year. Still haven't bought it yet, of course, but I'm going to eventually buy and play it and enjoy the heck out of it on PC. So it's just now at this point, Sony is making it clear that they're definitely going to be just releasing their games on all platforms at this point, which I don't know. Like at that point, what's the point of buying a PS5 in the first place? I think the only thing you will want a PS5 for is, for one, you like to look at the console, and two, I would say if you want to get the benefits from your subscriptions, like PSN Plus or something like that, and yeah, that's all I can think of, literally. Or if you want to like get some older classic games like from their PSN Classics or something like that, you get like a PS1, PS2, or PS3 game, then there's that for you. But I don't think that I wouldn't try to make that as a selling point for the PS5 to begin with. So it's Yeah, it's hard to like figure out on like what's their main mission at this point, and don't even know if a PS6 is going to be even come out. You know, I don't know. It's weird.
But they did say they're working on the PS6, so I'm sure that that will come out. But no, I agree, and I understand your statement, fan. I want to hear from you because you just recently got a PS5 Pro. What do you think about this news of Sony investing more into their games being available on third-party platforms?
Uh, I mean, they're already kind of doing it. I think they're just expanding on their already like operation model, so I don't think that's going to change much. If anything, if they selling these games on like PC and Xbox, they're just making a little bit more money, right? For people who can't like switch to a PS5, like, hey, I have a PC. Their whole thought process is like, I don't need a PS5. My PC runs better than the PS5. And then, well, Sony's like, oh, well, how can we get those people into our IPs? Well, we're going to put those IPs on 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 third parties platforms. So I can kind of see in a business sense where it makes sense for them to do that, because exclusive games are kind of like slowly going away, and Nintendo's the only one that's still holding on to that, and I hope they keep holding on to that. But it's kind of one of the reasons why some certain people bought Xboxes, some people bought Sony, some people bought Nintendo, was for those specific games for those platforms. But now since they're all kind of like going out third party, I'm hoping they like also like if they're gonna do this, then they need to like go in all the way where like it's not just gonna be on third party, but maybe even cross platform stuff too. Like someone on a PS5 can play against a person on a PC once they start getting all this out. Because if they're just gonna okay, we're just gonna put the game on a PC, cool, but take it one step further. Make it to where those PC players can play against PS5 players, and maybe even go even crazier. Where like, how I know they do this on Hades, where if you have the game on Hades, your saves will go over to on other like platforms.
Mm.
It'd be, I'd like them to like eventually even get to that point where like, hey, let's say I bought Zero Dawn on PS5, played 90% of it, picked it up on my PC. It'd be nice if I could just pick up right where I left off on the PS5, but on my PC.
Do you, from this announcement, do you regret getting a PS5 Pro, or are you still
No.
happy? Okay, so are you still going to invest in the PlayStation ecosystem, or are you going to be more cautious now?
I might be like choosy in which games I buy for the PS5 versus for my PC. I'm perfectly happy buying the games that come like that are available for the PS5 first before they get released to the PC. Like I bought Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, right? Even though I know it's going to eventually come out for PC, I'm going to buy it on the console that it was intended to come out on first. Play the way that it was intended to come out on when it was made. Because, the developer, when they made the game, they made it, intent for the PS5.
Yeah. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, Brian, because you were just talking about how you're gonna prioritize like PS5 over like Switch, in terms of buying games that are third party. Would them putting their games on different platforms, does that change your mind about PlayStation? Would you migrate to PC as your main device, or you think you're still gonna stick with with PlayStation as your primary?
I'm still a console guy through and through. Like it's hard to say. What's really interesting about this whole discussion is that it makes a lot more sense for PlayStation to be in this game than it is for Microsoft, because at least with PlayStation, you can say, hey, if you want to be a console gamer, get the PS5 Pro. It's the most powerful console that there is on the market right now. With Xbox, it's like, okay, you have a Series X or whatever, which, that's fine, but it's like, well, you can also get in on their PC ecosystem, which will absolutely be more powerful than a Series X and a PlayStation 5 Pro if you get like, the most maxed out PC you can. So it's like, I feel like Microsoft is kind of cutting off their nose to spite their face. At least with PlayStation, they can be like, hey, if you're a console gamer, we got you over here on the PS5 Pro, the best experience you can have console wise. And if you want to play on PC, you can play our games on PC and have a great experience over there too. So I feel like at least with them, it makes more business and logical sense. Where with Microsoft, it feels like they're kind of splitting their base. I am. There are a lot of Sony or PlayStation fans that are like really against PlayStation exclusives going to PC. I'm not one of them. I don't really care because I like playing games on my PlayStation and everything. And if like my friend who's a big PC gamer, he wants to play Death Stranding too, and it's like, well, you got to wait a year to play that. I'd rather just play it on PS5 right now than wait a year to play Death Stranding 2. So there's benefits and there's consequences to both. But it goes back to what we were talking about a couple weeks ago or whatever, when like Xbox was talking about how like everything's an Xbox. If everything's an Xbox, nothing's an Xbox. I just feel like if everything's a PlayStation, nothing's a PlayStation. And if we're going this way where all games are going to be available everywhere, then why not just have this huge conglomerate called micro Sony dough, like where all the consoles play in one arena and all the games are played in the same system. And it's like, then what's they're losing their identity as to what makes an Xbox game, what makes a PlayStation game. At least with Nintendo, they're not going anywhere. Like the closest they got was mobile, but like you're never gonna see Pikmin on PlayStation, I don't think. Or Mario or whatever. Yeah. So at least they kind of still have an identity, but I don't know. I just if it really is truly going to go across the board, for PlayStation and Microsoft are putting their stuff everywhere, then I don't even get why they're in the console business. They might as well just, I guess they have a thing and put it out and then put it everywhere. But then what's the point of even making a new console at that point? Just put everything on PC and be done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at. I said this plenty of times. Like, if your game is all available on multiple platforms, especially like, I gotta put it. So like, if Xbox has no exclusives, then what is the point of me buying an Xbox if I can get those games on, let's say, Switch and PlayStation, or PC? If PlayStation goes that route, then I'm thinking in my head too, like, what's the point of me having a PlayStation where I can also get that on Switch and PC if they go that route, right? And if Nintendo ever went that way, I would probably think the same thing. Like, what's the point of me having a Nintendo console if I can play Mario on a PC? So like, that's kind of like where I'm afraid we're heading to. Maybe not Nintendo, because I agree. Like, Nintendo seems like, nah, we're good. You guys buy our console because you want us. Like, that's it. Where PlayStation, I don't get it. Like, people bought PlayStations because they want the exclusives, and they're doing a good job with exclusives. But now it's like, oh, our games are getting too expensive, so we gotta somehow offset the costs. And I feel like that's where they're starting to hurt. And I'm just not a fan. Like, I'm gonna be that guy that says, like, I am against of Sony losing exclusives, because it just makes me not need their console, right? Now, for somebody like Ash, they're excited because then they can play those games on PC. But somebody like me who invested in a PS5 is kind of like, well, why did I buy this to begin with, right? I started feeling that way with the Series X. It's like, why do I have a Series X to begin with?
Here's the real question. I think this is really an interesting thought experiment. You go back in time, would you never buy a console and just have a PC? Like, save all that money that you've put into consoles and just have like a state-of-the-art PC and just buy everything on PC and have everything on Steam and the Microsoft Xbox ecosystem? I would be very tempted to do that.
If everything was available everywhere, yeah.
Oh, yeah, if
all those games were on there, yeah.
Yeah, because for me, like I definitely would have done that if I would have known that. But like right now, I'm sort of sporting that a little bit because mainly I have a really amazing PC, but I also got a Switch too, right?
I don't think I would have.
You wouldn't have? Okay.
No.
Yeah, because
Why
I know
not?
for a fact Nintendo's not gonna really stray away and put their games onto other
Yeah.
on other platforms. I mean, they did it for mobile, of course, but that is like the
And that was
closest thing they ever done.
different. Yeah, and that was different. That wasn't
Yeah.
like Switch games available on mobile, right? Mario Run is only available on mobile. You can't play that on
Yeah,
a Switch, and it's a
yeah,
different
exactly.
experience.
That's why I always like the PC and
Unless they
Switch
pull an
combo.
Octopath
you know?
Traveler 0.
Hmm?
So,
Well, yeah,
like,
I was talking about Traveler Zero.
if,
That's
if,
right.
if I knew like all these Sony games are going to come to PC, would I have like forego purchasing the PS5 and just held out and waited to when they're available so I can play it on my PC? Personally, no. I still would have bought a PC. I still would have bought those games on it because I wanted to experience it as it was designed for the PS5.
You meant PS5.
Because-
I think you said PC.
yeah,
you
you
still would have
said
bought a
PC.
PC.
No,
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying is if I could have gotten like not purchased the PS5 and bought all those games on the PC.
Hmm.
Right? Because that was your thought exercise.
Yeah.
If I could
Yeah.
go back and like forego purchasing consoles and
But
just buy the game on PC.
so I think Brian was saying like if those games came in at the same time, right? Or are you saying just you knew they were coming to PC later on?
If we knew, right?
If we knew that eventually Sony would get to the point where they were going to release everything eventually, I probably would forego having a console.
Okay.
I know I just got done saying that like my friend is going to wait a year to play Death Stranding, but the difference is I have a console, so of course I have it. Of course, I'm gonna take advantage. I'm not going to wait a year for Death Stranding 2 to come out on PC. But if I could go back in time and totally reinvest my gaming dollars, I probably would just get a state-of-the-art PC and a Nintendo Switch 2, and that's it.
Okay.
Okay,
Probably.
So the thing is too, like same here. Now the thing is, Brian, you and I are people that are really technical with our stuff, right?
Mm.
And this is an argument that I have coming in, which I'm pretty sure Fan already mentioned this before, but to like the casual person that doesn't know crap about PCs or building a PC or troubleshooting their own PC, right? Like that's what the console's there for. It's there to buy, you play, you into the disc, maybe wait another 30 minutes for a patch, and that's it, you're done. Right? That's all you got to do. And I feel like that simplicity in how streamlined and everything, you know, it's going to work, and you're going to get the experience that like have you seen from advertisements and stuff, right? With PCs, it's like it depends on what you got. It depends what graphics card you have. Depends on this.
I'm gonna
so
use
many
this as-
variables. It makes it
I'm
more
gonna give
too
you an
confusing for the it makes it too confusing to the super casual player. They rather just get a console
agree.
and call it a day, you know?
So I'm a pretty technical guy, right? And I'm gonna bring back to when we were playing Modern Warfare 3. I had it on the freaking PC. Troubleshooted it so many times, and for whatever reason, that game always crashed on my PC, no matter what. I could go back to old drivers, I could update drivers, I could like do fresh installs, and always crash all the time. And James knows because I got kicked out of our matches all the time. It got to the point where I got frustrated. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna buy it for the PS5. I bought Modern Warfare for the PS5 so I could play with my friends without having any issues.
Yeah. That is a good point that you bring up too, because what's funny is one of the reasons I went back to Final Fantasy 16 on PS5 was that I was getting frustrated with mainly the ROG Ally X like performance. Like it was just kind of hit and miss. Like I couldn't get it to run at like the 60 FPS that I wanted it to. So I was like, you know what? I might as well just play it on PS5 and remote play. And you know, kind of similar with Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Like for whatever reason, it seems a lot more on PC, where games might come out in a pretty decent state, but as they update it, somehow they can get worse. And mainly it happens with like a lot of Japanese published games. That is probably the biggest issue I've had with like PC in general. So like that is another side to things where yes, a console experience is usually you know what you're gonna get. It's plug and play, it works, and that's it, right? Switch, you know that when you knew when you were putting in Donkey Kong Bonanza, it was gonna work. Like there was not gonna be any issues, there weren't gonna be any driver updates or whatever the case might be. It just worked. And that is something that I guess PlayStation can still rely on for now, though, because
I do feel that the way like Linux and like Steam Deck handles a lot of these things, they just work on a Steam Deck. You can customize if you want, but for the most part, every game that I played on the Steam Deck just pretty much works as long as they're verified, of course. I know we had the issue with the Chrono Cross, which is, fun fact, Chrono Cross is working again on
Yeah, it
Steam
got fixed
Deck.
like a few months ago.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it got
Okay.
fixed a while ago. Yeah,
I
it was
didn't
like
know
almost
that.
like 6-8 months ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I just randomly, I just like, you know what? Let me go back and see if this ever got fixed,
Yeah.
and
It
it
loads
did.
the startup screen now. It
Yeah.
never did before.
But there's another issue now because I was playing it and it just crashed on me. Like I was in the first
Yeah.
area and it just crashed. I was like, you know what? I have it on Switch. I'll just finish it on Switch.
And yeah, and that's the point of the console stuff, right? Because
Yeah.
it's already been like QA tested so many times for different versions of the game, and like if you just don't want to do any extra troubleshooting as a customer, you don't want to as like a normal casual customer, you
Mhm.
don't want to be doing too much work for a product that should have been like
Yeah.
tested and fixed and stuff before it comes to production at this point, right? So it just really just depends on what you're looking for and what you're looking to get out of the game that you want to play, essentially, right? But yeah, I would say, yeah, it's a good thought experiment, Brian. I feel like it really just depends on the person at the end of the day. For me, I'll definitely just stick with a high power PC, but knowing Nintendo's going to be just stay on their business and just release whatever they want. So I'm still going to be sticking with both the PC and Nintendo Switch still, and just call it a day from there. But like, yeah, when it comes to the casual person, I feel like they'll most likely try to own like own multiple consoles, especially if it's plug and play, easy peasy lemon squeezy,
I want to be very, very clear. I am not saying that the PC playing of games is a superior experience to playing it on console. I am not saying that. There are those that will, the PC master race, they'll say PC is the best only place to play. I still like playing consoles better. I'm speaking strictly from a hardware and monetary standpoint. I would be willing to forego the ease of use of a console if it meant that I could have everything in one place and I didn't have to invest money in a bunch of different ecosystems. That's strictly what I'm saying. Like I still am a console gamer through and through, and I prefer it that way, but I'm strictly talking about hardware and monetary reasons that I would forego the ease of console just to have everything in one place. That's all I'm saying.
All right, I have one last question, and this is directed at Ash.
Yeah.
Ash, if Sony created a handheld, it's rumored they're creating a handheld. If they created a handheld, let's say it's more powerful than the Switch 2. Would you buy it to invest back into the PlayStation ecosystem? Because that would mean it's more powerful than the Steam Deck as well.
And possibly more powerful than the ROG Ally X.
Yeah.
Maybe. But
and it's just a plug and play experiment. You don't have to mess with settings. It knows what it is, and it'll let you play whatever game that's available on PS5.
I have to say, that's something. That's something I want to like hold, feel, try out. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work out just as fine. Pretty sure. It's already rumored. You said, James?
It is, yeah, and it's got me thinking. What if PlayStation is thinking outside the box? Right, we're thinking of the exclusivity and stuff like that, but that is their kind of their ace, where they're like, okay, we can put all our games on other platforms, but the best way to play is no longer, or I wouldn't say the best way to play, but probably like one of the best ways to play is no longer the PS5 itself, but rather the new PSP 2 or whatever you want to call it. Like, what if that's where they're trying to get at? Because
I mean, that at that point, I feel, in my personal opinion, I feel like that particular mystery portable PlayStation console will kind of maybe overshadow the Switch 2, and mainly because they're parties.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, if you already have the PS5 library on there, you definitely you already have a way better library than this. I wouldn't say way better library in the Switch 2, but you have a
when it comes to
really
third parties.
library.
When it comes to third parties, yes, exclusives definitely subjective.
Yeah.
It's just it's going to be really heated competition between those two consoles if it ever comes to fruition. The Steam Deck was easy to pick up because a lot of people already own a crap ton of games in their Steam library, so they could just hook the account up to the Steam Deck, and that's pretty much it. And then with the
I'm
with the
predicting the
portable PlayStation
future.
console. Yeah.
So Sony announces the PSP 2. It uses UMDs again. No, just kidding. No.
Don't hey man, don't say that. Don't say that. Yo,
they create like Blu-ray UMDs like no,
Oh, Lord.
they come out with their new PSP 2, right? They call it PSP 2 because they want people to forget the Vita, and then the PlayStation Portal is not really a PSP, right? Nintendo's answer to that is here's a second screen. Now we get the Nintendo Switch DS, and we're just back in the early 2000s all over again.
I mean,
Hey man, if that
that'd be
second screen gives me DS on Nintendo Switch Online, I'm all for it.
like it's I will definitely like take a look at it and see. Like, I want to make sure that this thing is like hella comfortable in my hands because I got some baseball mittens, bro.
Mhm.
So that's one thing. But yeah, I feel like that will be a really formidable console against the Switch too, especially if we're targeting the portable market. Because I'm thinking, because knowing with Sony, they want to try to like really optimize that system as much as they can when it comes to like how powerful they can make it, but at the same time try to make it like either equal to the PS5 or maybe equal to the PS5 Pro when it comes to costs and stuff, which I want to say with this, I feel like if they're going to come out with a console like that, and maybe they might release the console between 700 to 800 bucks, I feel. Yeah, I'm thinking that they might do that, which I
I think
mean,
that would defeat the purpose, though, of buying their portable console. Because I think they would want it to be cheaper than at least the PS5 Pro.
at least the PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I see what you mean, but like, is it really going to stop people from not buying the portable system?
I mean, maybe, because like, I guess we got to look into the PS5 Pro numbers, right? But if
I
people
feel
are not
like
buying a PS5 Pro that is bumping up the graphics by a lot, what makes you think that people are going to spend that same money on the portable system? Because when you look at like ROG Ally X numbers, right, that's like $900. Their market share is still very small. Like, I think when they did their numbers, like they're only like a couple million. They're not like crazy sales numbers.
you thinking the console may sell for like maybe 600 to 650 maybe?
Yeah, I would say like 600 max.
Yeah, 600 max. You think it'll be cheaper than the PS5? Because I don't know about that.
I don't know if it's PS5 ish, or a little bit less, then they can make it a little bit cheaper. But if it's gonna be PS5 ish, like you're looking at like 600 for sure. Now, if you're doing like
Okay.
PS4 Pro quality, then you're probably at 500 or 450, like that Switch 2. Or they
Yeah,
could, hit a loss, and which I doubt it because companies don't want to take that risk anymore. But if they sell it for a loss, so let's say they sell it for 450 to be competitive with the Switch 2, but it's more powerful than the Switch 2, that would gain people into their ecosystem where they will create a
yeah.
bigger share for sure.
Yeah, in a heartbeat, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
If anything, I would say not 450, if they can just aim for the 500 mark, because that's how much I pay for my bundle essentially.
Mhm.
And I think they can sell the 500 at 500 without any like bundle game with it, and actually maybe they can throw in the new Astro Bot with it or something like that. I mean, that'd be a good idea. I
It'll
don't
be
know.
like PlayStation
But-
All Stars 2 or something.
maybe, but yeah, like really hope this comes
You'll just
out.
be Astrobot's Playroom 2.
Oh man,
Yeah, you can bundle with that for free.
fair. Yeah, fair, makes sense. But yeah, it'll be extremely interesting. I really want this console to exist to see how well it will fare against the Switch 2. I'm pretty sure it will do well. Obviously, it's just that when it comes to its biggest strong point, it will 100% will be the amount of third-party games that it has, especially when it comes to the overall better performance due to the version of the game. Because so far with the Switch 2, we have a lot of Switch 1 version of third-party titles, but some of them are barely getting any updates for it and stuff. When it comes to either getting a free update for like a boosted resolution or frame rate, or just simply getting a Switch 2 edition of that said game.
Yeah.
So unless developers want to start going retroactively going back and just adding in like a Switch 2 update for an extra $10, then by all means go for it. It's just it's really just depends on how the market is. It's just I don't know. So
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait to see how Sony is gonna do this. Will we eventually see Astrobot on Nintendo Switch 2? That'd be interesting. Definitely would be interesting to see. I'm pretty sure it would sell like crazy on the Switch 2, for sure.
that'd be weird to see. I don't know.
Or maybe Astrobot in the next Smash Brothers. Yeah,
That'd be even weirder. Honestly, no.
That'd be cool.
It's not even weirder because
It would
it's a crossover game. It's a
yeah.
crossover game. I keep
He
forgetting
would
about
fit
that.
perfect. I
That's-
wouldn't mind him as
yeah.
a character in there. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, let PlayStation finally get some character inside there. That'd be nice. All right. Well, that pretty much brings us to the end of our topics. Does anybody else got anything to add?
Want to talk about what we're playing?
Sure. Let's start with you, Brian.
I've been playing, still playing Death Stranding 2. Still building my roads and getting my stars and barely touching the story just because I'm so obsessed with building the infrastructure of the world out, building out the zip lines and the monorails and the what have yous. So I really need to stop it and go back to the story because the story is very, very interesting, but I can't help myself. Also, I picked up Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
Nice.
That game is fire. It is so good. It is such a good 2D side-scrolling action game.
How would you compare it to The Messenger so far?
It's way deeper than the Messenger is.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I really like The Messenger. It was one of my
Yeah, I
favorite
like The
games for
Messenger
sure.
too. It's very similar. It's just there's like originally when you play the first couple levels, you think it is just kind of like The Messenger, even because like you can do the thing in Ninja Gaiden Ragebound where you like double jump and then you hit like a projectile and you can jump on top of you hit off the projectile and you jump again or something like that. Like I think The Messenger did that, or like if there's like a lamp or something, you can jump on the lamp and then double jump onto another thing and then double jump onto another thing. I think that was in Messenger. That's in Ragebound as well. But then later in the game, you play as the girl that's the other main character, and she adds a skill set, and then something happens where you get both of the skill sets in one character, and it's like almost overwhelming, like because it's such a fast paced game, and now there's these like combined systems. But I think I'll get used to it. It reminds me kind of like Ikaruga, or what's that other one called that came out on Xbox 360? It's that platforming game that was like different colors.
Different colors.
Yeah, it was like I can see it. Oh, I'm gonna look it up. It's gonna bother me if I can't remember it.
I'm trying to think of a platforming game with different colors. Like
yeah, it's like there's different polarities to it. Xbox 360 platformer with dual with dualities. Let's see if AI gets that.
yeah, I don't know of any 360.
Outland. Yep, first result. Outland. That's it.
Outland. What game is that?
You never heard of Outland?
Maybe if I see it.
Also, too, I don't know if .emu made this game too. I'm gonna look it up because it actually reminds me a lot of that Record of Lodoss War D-Lit in what's it, Shadow Labyrinth or whatever. Let me see what it's called. D-Lit in
Is it by
Wonder
Housemarque?
Wonder Labyrinth.
Outland by
What'd you say?
Housemarque?
I don't think it's by Housemarque, is it?
That's what it says here. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was made by Housemarque.
Yeah, that's
Outland,
interesting.
Xbox 360.
Yeah, it says Housemarque.
Oh, it's Housemarque. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's a Housemarque game. Yeah, it's actually really cool. Let me see. D-Lit.
Yeah, I have the D-Lit game.
Yeah, that D-Lit game is really good. This game kind of reminds me a little bit of that with like the duality or whatever, but it wasn't made by the same developer. I don't think, because I think Ninja Gaiden is .emu or whatever it's called, and the developer of D-Lit was Team Ladybug / WSS Playground. But anyway, I'm really enjoying it. I'm still, oh man, and then the last thing I'll talk about is I'm still playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. Still enjoying it. It's a good game, but I am just struggling to find the 10 out of 10 that these people on Twitter are talking about. I don't see it.
No, it's not definitely not 10 out of 10, but
No,
definitely 8 out of 10 for me. So
Yeah, I would say
What'd you
like
say? It's what,
a
8
good
out of 10?
8. Yeah,
Yeah,
8,
8 out of
7.
10.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably where I'm at. I'm probably like an 8 or a 9 or whatever. But it like when I'm playing it, it just makes me angry because I'm thinking to myself, people actually think this is better than Expedition 33, and it almost like sours my my playing of the game because I just don't understand how somebody could possibly come to that conclusion. And I love platformers. I grew up, and I am
I mean, it's
born to
different
platform.
tastes too. Like,
I
maybe
know, but still.
I feel like when they're different genres, it's kind of hard to be like.
Yeah, it's really hard to compare.
It's like me saying,
They
I
can both be
think,
10s in their
yeah,
In
respective
their own
fields.
category. Yeah.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
me saying like, oh, like I think Dragon Quest 3 is a way better game than Forza Horizon 5, right? But those are like two totally different games. One's a racing game, the other one is not. So like somebody might really like racing games and then play Dragon Quest 3. You're like, oh yeah, it's all right, but Forza Horizon 5 is way better, right? So that's the way I see it.
I know what you mean, but it's just I think of like trust me, I understand completely what you mean that they're two different games. It's like comparing the best hockey game of all time versus the best first person shooter of all time. Like they're both the best in their respective genres. It's just I think of that IGN review and how they gave it a 9 and then they handed the 10 over to Donkey Kong Bonanza so readily, and I just don't see that 10. I want to see that 10. I love platformers. Mega Man's my favorite game series of all time. I love Mario. As you guys have seen me play Mario 64 like a virtuoso and all that. I love my platformers, but it's
You've been
just
slacking on Mario 64.
yeah, I know. I had to take a little break from Mario 64, but I'm enjoying it and it's fun. It's a fun little game or whatever. But as far as like people are like this is on my top tier game of the year award, it's excellent and it's top tier, excellent, best thing ever. And I'm like, I might enjoy it more than Mario Odyssey, maybe, but that's not a super high bar for me. I did enjoy Odyssey. I do enjoy this, but they're kind of two sides of the same coin. So we'll see where it goes. And I can't wait for the day that I'll finish Donkey Kong and I'll be like, dude, I was so wrong. And I finished it and I was so, my take was horrible and I apologize. It is game of the year, game of the century. If I come back and say that, then wow, they really,
I'll
they
tell
really
you
changed
this.
things up.
Don't type in Donkey Kong Bonanza at all on YouTube.
What's like spoilers or
Yeah.
or like people talking?
I was
okay,
just trying to
gotcha.
get the soundtrack because there was a song that I liked and I was trying to hear it, and right away, spoiler. And I am gonna
wow.
say what exactly the spoiler is, but it was a huge spoiler to me that kind of ruins it for me.
I've already seen like an
Sucks.
image. I already accidentally saw an image. I'm not gonna
Okay, so
say
you
what
saw it too,
is.
yeah, because like of
Yeah,
course people
I'm
putting it right
like,
as the thumbnail. I'm like, come on,
ah.
man.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
glad I didn't see anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I see what you're getting at with that. Like I agree. Like I don't think it's a 10 out of 10. I don't even think it's better than Mario Odyssey, but that's just me. But at the same time too, they are two different platformers. I just love the way Mario moves, like his jumping and the craziness he has. It's different. Donkey Kong is not floaty. He's a heavier guy, so he rolls and all this other stuff. The climbing is pretty fun. I love to be able to climb, but like I don't know, it's just something about Mario's movement that's just a game changer. Yeah. Anything else you've been playing?
No, I think that's it.
Oh, Ninja Gaiden. You got it on what platform?
I bought it on PS5, Xbox.
PS5? Okay. PS5 and Xbox. Okay.
I mean, no, I'm sorry, PS5 and Steam.
Okay, Steam.
What I'm talking
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I heard the Switch
because they had a
version.
deal where if you own Ninja Gaiden 2 Black on PC, you get it for $5 off. So I took
Oh, that's
advantage of
kinda
that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
They have I know they came out and said they're not doing a Switch 2 version of Ninja Gaiden, which is stupid.
Yeah, that's see,
and,
that's
and they're not even doing an update. They just said if you put it on your Switch 2, it should just run better. I'm like, come
Cool.
on, man. That's another thing of my rant on third-party developers and Switch 2 that I'm really getting angry at.
Being lazy.
Yeah. What about you, fam? What have you been playing?
Oh, well, I mean, I just got my PS5 Pro, so I just played a little bit more of Ghost of Tsushima. I did boot up Scarlet Nexus because I totally forgot I bought that game and it was just sitting in my drawer. I was like,
I like
oh,
that game.
here it is.
It's a good game.
I'm like, I tried it. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's not too bad. So I
It's
played a
pretty
little bit of
good.
that. I played more Dragon Age Veilguard. I
Mhm.
forgot how, because I wanted to compare the PS5 and the PS5 Pro, and I can see the difference in fidelity. You know, I even booted up Ghostwire Tokyo
No, great
because that game
game.
just looked. Because I mean, it looks good, but I just want to see how much better it would look on the
I
PS5 Pro.
haven't played that game. I still have yet to play that game.
I platinumed that game. I loved it.
I got a free copy of it off of Epic. I still haven't like touched it yet. So.
Oh, nice. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
That's funny. I get all the free Epic games and I refuse to download anything from the Epic Game Store. Like I did Death Stranding that one time, but then after I realized it wasn't it wasn't the director's cut. I was like, oh, never mind. Because I was playing the director's cut on PS5. I was like, you know what? Let me just get the Steam version.
So for the first time, I actually took advantage of my Game Pass. I downloaded that Feathers game. What's it? Weathering. I always get Wuthering Waves and Weathering Feathers.
Yeah,
I know
it's called Falling Feathers. Yeah, Wu-Chang Falling Feathers. Yeah.
Yeah, I downloaded that because I am just not sure if I'll like it, so I downloaded it on Game Pass. I haven't played it yet, but I did download it on Game Pass because it seemed like a perfect game to actually try before I put any dollars on it.
That definitely seems more of a Souls-like. So
I can give you a couple of things. So like I was watching
play it?
No, I was watching somebody else play it actually, and the main complaint he has about this game is that if you're going to portray yourself as a RPG game, you got to make sure you have the level design that tailors to all kinds of like customizations that you have in your character. And the thing is that he was fighting a boss where I forgot the main character's name, of course, but I'm pretty sure it was just an avatar that you make. I don't know.
Feather. We'll call it the Feather.
The Feather, absolutely. And
Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. Okay.
Yeah. And the way he had his skill tree set up is essentially he wants to go in, swing in with a big axe, and just bonk the hell out of everybody. But when he encountered this one boss and stuff, it was literally almost impossible to beat. So he had to resort to a totally different skill tree just so he can beat that boss.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And and so it goes back to my point that the main problem with this game is that if you're going to portray it as an RPG, you need to have a level design that
accounts for other people's styles.
Yeah, accounts for other people's styles and stuff. You don't have to go to a whole different style just so you can beat the character, right? At that point, if you want to be a Souls-like game but only have one style, just play Sekiro at that point.
Well, I mean, you have Stranger of Paradise, right? Where we had to change our classes, right?
Yeah.
And remember, we did a group stream through Stranger of Paradise, and how many times have we had to change classes because it just didn't work? So there's that.
I mean, I even looked up guides for that particular game, and people even have way more boosted stuff on their classes compared to we are. The thing is that they don't really the game itself doesn't really tell you or specifically on what to do. I mean, of course not. But the thing is that like it still needs to sort of encompass like a good amount of other styles for you to do. Maybe you need to do something different with that current build you have, but at the same time, like imagine if I'm in Elden Ring and I got like 4 to 5 of those eggs that I can use to basically restat myself. Do I have to go back, restat myself just so I can beat one boss? To me, that doesn't make any sense at all for me, if anything. And yeah, and for that, I can see his frustration. It makes sense. And then later on, I can link you guys to his video on that. So,
I mean, it's a Chinese company that made this game. From the looks of it, I mean, their sensibilities and the way they play games is different from like Westerns. So maybe for them, the way this game is designed caters to their market more.
Can't wait for Lost Soul Aside.
Yeah,
is that Chinese?
That's Chinese as well.
When's that coming out?
End of the month, I think.
Yeah, like 23rd, 28th, something like that.
It's not that one solo indie dev who he was once a solo indie dev, but he got Sony to help him make the game or something like that, or is that somebody else I'm talking about?
I mean, maybe. I think he started off as one person, but then got a team, and then Sony decided to publish. He's gone now and said that he's heavily inspired by Final Fantasy 15.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I remember the game looking like FF15. So I'm like, okay, all right,
we'll see how that.
And that game's coming out next month.
Yeah, this month. I mean, it's July 31st, August.
I mean, in an hour it'll be August 1st. So.
Oh, sweet. Okay, that's nice. I didn't
Yeah.
even know that game was coming out, but then again, I don't really pay attention to the internet or the news that much, so that's why I have you guys. So.
Oh, what about you, Ash? What you been playing recently?
Oh, you're right. I've been talking a lot, but I haven't been talking about what I've been playing. Anyway, I'd say, I mean, I'm dabbling in and out with Donkey Kong Bonanza a little bit, but I'm probably going to take like a break from that game and just gun down Expedition 33 and move on to the other games I need to finish.
My man,
because it's getting bad. I have a good amount of good games are in backlog. That shouldn't happen.
Trials of Mana, you started that up and then you just stopped.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. I started a good game and now it's in the backlog. I'm like, I can't be having it. So I'm just gunning one game at a time. Done, dusted.
Man,
That's
you
it.
just got two more to your list: Romancing Saga and Drag. Oh, Romancing Saga is full game on the cart.
I bought them up.
Full game on the cart on Romancing Saga, or no? You have to Switch 1 version, right?
Yeah. I got the Switch 1 version, and later on I'm going to go on the eShop and get me the $10 Switch 2 upgrade and stuff. So actually, I might do it after the stream and stuff, but just so I can get out of the way and I don't forget about it. But yeah, I gotta gun down these games. I don't know what's going on with me. Like this is like the 15th time my manager asked me if I've beaten Expedition 33, and he at this point he's jokingly threatening to put that in my performance review. So I'm like, holy crap.
He's a good manager. I appreciate that.
So yeah, I need to like get back to actually beating games and so that way I could be happy with myself. So
I've been playing TheGeakShow some more.
That's another
PS5.
one. That's not one of the backlog I got.
Yeah. I was doing the second volume. I forget what that one's called. I don't know why I forgot the name of it. Anyways, I've been playing the second volume. I'm close to the end, which is cool. Like I really like this. The game has a repeat like formula, and I think to a lot of people can get boring because it's like you get major story beat, then it's like, oh, there's these little quests you do in between, but you find out like little bits and pieces of what's going on, and then then you go back to major story beat, and then you rinse and repeat. But I think that part's because of the area where I'm at was doing a tournament, or I was doing a tournament. I finished that. And it's like, okay, the tournament is like every other day or whatever. So it's like you have time to free up. So you'll go back and you'll level up, or you'll do some type of side quest, or somebody might have found information on Tri-Edge or something like that. So you just continue going around and like investigating that. And you go into the tournament, then you fight, go back, get out of there, and so forth. But it had a nice twist because I never finished GU. I never played it on PS2. I always wanted to. I just, at that time I just couldn't afford any PS2 games for whatever reason, so I never bought GU. But I loved the original Hack series, loved the first 4 games. But anyways, got to the end of the tournament in the finals, and they throw this twist at you because you're like, oh, you're gonna be using the same people, but then like right before the finals, like, oh, well, there was my party members I've been leveling up, so now I got some other people that I haven't been leveling up. Now I got to figure out what's going to be my strategy here. And then they throw this other twist, so like, oh, well, that complicates things even more. Luckily, I was a little bit, I was at a higher level than what I should have been, so it made things a lot easier. But even then, I almost lost to the final fight in that tournament because you can't use items or anything. So it's strictly just your combat abilities. You don't have a healer, so you don't get healed at all. So it's literally just straight up fighting, and you better hope that you can block enough, time your blocks, and not get like cornered, because they cornered me and they did a lot of damage because I was stuck and I couldn't move because it has like the flinching mechanic. So if you get hit, you flinch, and then if they all jump you, then you're just constantly getting hit, so you can't really do anything. You have to wait for the animation to stop of your hurt animation. But yeah, I was having fun with that. And then like after that, I was just like, okay, I've been doing this. I want to take a break. Let me go back to Final Fantasy 16. Continue there. And yeah, like 16 kind of changes my mind. Now that I'm playing through it, like I always like the characters, but like I think Joshua's a cool character. Like he's definitely like the way he I don't know. Like Clive was like my favorite character, but now going into it, like I think I like Joshua more than Clive. His way of thinking and just how he's like approaching this, and he kind of like knows more than Clive, which is funny because like in the beginning of the game, he's just your little brother and you're his shield and you're here to take care of him. But now it kind of seems it's the other way around that he's taking care of Clive, and he's doing all this research. He has his like own little network. The
He has his little assistant.
Yeah, the assistant, which they have their network. I forget what they're called, but they're basically in the
Yeah, I know what you're referring to.
shadows.
I forgot their names.
Yeah,
Yeah, damn.
but like they're in the
Yeah.
shadows, and they're only there to serve the king or the higher, which in
Yeah.
this case it's Joshua, which is kind of cool.
I think it's called the Phoenix something. I don't know.
Maybe.
I recommend doing their side quests. They're really good. They're really good.
What's her name?
Shoot, I think it starts with a T. I just found her and I sent her back to the hideaway because I think we're gonna fight Barnabas. Starts with a T, I think. I don't remember. But yeah, I've been doing just now that Joshua's in the party, I've just been going through and like fighting doing side quests, doing like the hunts and things like that, since I have an extra party member, just to make things a little bit easier. Even though sometimes they just don't do anything. Like I saved the clip.
Yeah.
I saved the clip that I'm here fighting. I was like, yo, what are you guys doing? And then Jill and Joshua are just like standing there doing nothing. I'm like, man, you guys are useless. I get it. They probably do it on purpose to make the difficulty harder. But
it's
like
Dynasty
GU,
Warriors.
yeah.
Like if you notice all the trash enemies in Dynasty Warriors are just like standing around looking at you,
Yeah,
watching
exactly.
you kill everybody.
Well, in this case, is your party members doing it, and like GU is kind of the same thing too. Like your party members, sometimes they just stand there, and I say sometimes because if you have a healer, they're constantly healing you, so it's like you're good, but your DPS guys are just like standing there doing nothing sometimes. Not all the
I'll
time,
tell you
but
that.
sometimes.
I'll tell you this because I have experience playing GU and FF16, and I'll tell you this much: your NPC party members are way more useful compared to your party members in 16. I could tell you.
Oh yeah, that for sure. Because they, like I said, they do attack, and then you could set it up, control them in the sense of attack more. I want you to concentrate on healing. I want you to be more reserved and so forth. So yeah. But yeah, I've been playing those two. I haven't played Bonanza this week. I think I played a little bit. Like I went back and started getting bananas from the second area, and then I just stopped. Mainly because like my wrist started hurting. Dragon Quest 3. I continued Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D, and yeah, that game is beautiful. Like the cinematics in it, amazing. It's just I was playing it for a minute, and a cutscene plays where it's where you go to the Abbey, which is where you can go ahead and change your classes. And like it does like this zoom in effect and like rotates the camera around. I was like, man, this game is actually pretty gorgeous, which is why it gets me even more upset with what they did with the Switch too, because it is a beautiful looking game at its full capacity when it is played on high graphic settings. But nonetheless, yeah, love Dragon Quest 3. Definitely want to finish that. And then I think that's it. I'm trying to think. I was playing something on my Retroid Pocket and I can't remember. I can't remember. Oh, I played Astrobot also, like from time to time. You might see it if you log on a PlayStation, you'll see I get an achievement here and there or a trophy here and there for doing some stuff. But yeah, I think that's it. Like other than that, like I guess the other last game I've been playing is going into the PlayStation Store and staring at Wild Arms 2 and deciding, do I want to buy it just to play and get trophies or not? Because I assume it has trophies. Because all the PS1 classics have trophies, right, Brian?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Because I assume so.
Can you get PS1 classic? I'm assuming you can get PS1 classics on the PS4 too, right?
I don't know. Good question. I assume so.
I would hope so. I don't know, because I mean that'd be good. That'd be a good reason to boot up my PS4 just so I can play some PS1 classics and maybe possibly use a remote play via Chiaki on my Steam Deck or something like that. So
let's find out right now. I'm gonna go into the PS Store and see if it's on there, because it says PS4 or PS5. So let me see. Wild Arms 2.
It doesn't say.
Oh, I'm sad. I was about to wipe off the dust of my God of War PS4 and be like, all right, I'm gonna get you
PS4.
playing. I'm gonna get you playing. Huh?
Yeah, PS4 and PS5. Yep.
Whew, sweet. There we go.
So
Awesome.
it's-
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep. So yeah, it can do. It's both PS4 and PS5, and it says, of course, if you already bought the game previously, like on PS3 or PSP, then you own the game already.
Oh, really? So,
Yeah.
I wonder if my Persona 2 Internal Punishment is on there then.
It has
'Cause
to
I thought-
be. No, it has to be available now. So like from the catalog that they have, like that list of games that they've been
Yeah.
bringing over, it has to be available there now. Does that make sense?
Oh, I
So
see what you
like,
mean. I
like
get
if
what
you have
mean.
like
Okay.
Twisted Metal 2, if you bought that, then on like back in the days on PS3, then you would own it already, and you just can play it on your PS4 or PS5 now.
Ah, makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay. Shoot. All right.
Cool. Yeah, but that's it. Anything else you guys want to add before we end the podcast?
No,
Um,
I got your
oh,
grips,
uh,
man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
I got your grips.
Oh, those are the ones you made?
Yeah, see these, they're on here now.
What do you have on the back?
Oh, this, you know
A
how I had that
mechanism?
mechanism?
oh,
They-
oh,
they-
I know what
there's
you're
a-
talking about. I know what you're talking about.
They released a 3D model for the Switch 2 mount, so I can use my Mexim adapters for 'em.
Yeah, I got that on my Steam Deck.
Oh, you got
or something like that,
the mechanism too. Oh, let me see how the
Yeah.
grips look, because that's how does it feel? Does it feel like a lot better to hold?
It does. It has my like I have somewhere to rest my hands.
Okay.
No problems. See,
So,
like, there's
because I
all-
think my issue is the switch is like digging in here, like to my palm.
Oh, okay.
So I've noticed like
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
I can't even do this. Like right now, it's been hurting me just to hold. And it could be a combination of that, and then like, at work I constantly have to use my phone. So it could be also me holding that. But yeah, like I've noticed that like when I use my Steam Deck, it doesn't feel that bad. And of course, if I use like an actual like controller, like the Pro controller or something, it doesn't hurt. Or even if I use my Retroid Pocket. But when I use my Switch 2, like after maybe like 30 minutes or so, it just starts killing me. Which is why I had to take a break from Bonanza. So definitely
You work tomorrow?
Yeah, I do. Bring that over.
Because I mean, I can drop it off.
I also have to give you back the camera because Elgato finally did the update for the Switch 2. So the camera
nice.
works on Switch 2. Tested it out. Works flawless. Picture
Look at
quality is
that.
flawless.
Didn't have to purchase a camera. Look at
Nope,
that.
I just had to
man.
wait.
Look at that. Join the club, baby.
Yeah. So now next time we do a Switch 2 game, we can finally get this camera working. What's cool about it too is that you can save the settings you adjust in the Elgato Facecam app, and then they carry over, and those same settings will be used on the Switch 2, which is nice. So like any LUT or anything I embed into here gets saved, and then you can see that. So I kind of already like edited it on my PC, and then I moved it over. The next thing I want to test out is if I can just use a regular USB 2 cable, which I assume you can, just so that I can hold on that 3.0 cable, just to have an extra one laying around.
A video you should do for funsies is to see if you can use a DSLR camera on your Switch 2.
I already tried my my camera. It doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't work?
Yeah,
Or
the ZV-10. Yeah, I tried it in the USB mode and it doesn't pick up at all.
Ah, dang. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, that ends today's podcast. I appreciate everybody for joining. Oh, we didn't even give the final grade to the Nintendo Direct. Like, I don't know how I missed that. What is everybody's final grade on it?
So on the presentation itself, I would probably give it like maybe a C or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
I was thinking C as well. What are you two fan?
Yeah, between a D and a C.
D and a C?
Yeah, if there's no such thing as minuses and pluses, I give it a C. If there is minuses and pluses, I give it a D plus.
Okay. Yeah, like I to me, I think it's C. Like it was average at best. It wasn't amazing. There's a lot of things that I'm excited for, like Monster Hunter Stories 3, Octopath Traveler 0. I gotta look into that because that seems very sketchy, like a wolf in sheep's clothing type of deal. But the Adventures of Elliot looks pretty dope. I'm excited to test out that demo. Yakuza Kiwami 2 coming to Switch 2, which I'm excited for.
I would love for like Dragon 7 also come. And I'm positive all those games will come to Switch too, now that they're kind of going down the list. Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. The Chronos game looks pretty dope. Yeah, I mean, I think they had a solid like listing. It's good enough for a C. Like, not amazing. We had Final Fantasy Tactics. Like, I didn't really need to see it. They
Yeah, that
showed
game
it.
got announced already. Like, why are you
Yeah.
showing that?
Yeah.
It's coming out in a month. We know what it is. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Dude,
like
Hey, I
was-
called it. They were going to announce games that have already been announced, but just with the
Yeah.
Switch 2 like
Yeah.
logo on it.
Dude, I was really hoping for them to like announce Final Fantasy 9, bro. Like, because when they were like showing that Square Enix logo, I'm like, oh, is it FF9? The heavily
There were
rumored
so
FF9
many
finally?
Square Enix logos, and none of it was what people were
Yeah,
hoping.
I'm like,
The
come
minute-
on, they could have ended with a banger, man. Like,
So I didn't, because I was in my meeting all day. Like, I rarely got to check my phone. But when Brian sent the Dragon Quest 3 update info, I was like, okay, so I assume no Final Fantasy 9 because I didn't see the chat going off or anything like that. So I assumed that there was no Final Fantasy 9 there. But like I think some reassurance for certain games like Persona 3 Reload, like the Japanese games are coming, but I need to see more. And like I said, I'm still like torn with my Switch 2. Like, I really like it, but I don't know where I'm at. Like, do I continue to invest on the Switch 2? Like, what do I do? So it's one of those things that we'll have to wait and see where I go from here on out. But yeah, a C, I think is fair. Yeah, and then watch it. I'm calling it 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We're gonna get a Nintendo Direct.
Oh, really? Do you think that's coming that
you
soon?
Really? You
Yep.
really think so?
I'm calling it because this partner direct was to show the third parties because they're gonna be packed with more first party stuff.
That's fair. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I think that's it. They did it before,
They did it. Oh,
Yeah.
that's fair. Okay.
so
Well, I hope you're right. So
we'll see if I'm wrong. Well, hold on. No, I'll take that back. Not 2 weeks. In September. Because I'm here thinking we're in August already. September.
But bro said, I'm retracting my statement.
Yeah,
Wait,
the
hold up.
second week of September, we'll hear something. I think that's it. We're not gonna get nothing in August, but the second week of September for sure, because we have Gamescom coming up, so I doubt they'll do anything around that time. But second week of September before Tokyo Game Show, we'll see something. So, or not, we'll see. Anyways, appreciate everybody for joining. As always, don't forget that like and subscribe button. Follow on Twitch as well. Brian, where can I catch you at?
At red_so_deep on Twitter.
What about you, fam?
You can catch me at Phaneckswhy at all the socials.
And you, Ash?
You can catch me at Ask Shore on YouTube.
And as always, catch me right here at the Random Encounter or the Random Encounter Podcast on Twitch. And yeah, we should be back tomorrow. Then we gotta decide what we're gonna do tomorrow. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. We will see you guys next time.